What's going on, you guys? This is New York Adventurer 1994 here, and today is Sunday, December 15th, 2024, and I am 5 days late to make this video because I've been so busy lately and the weather's been uncooperative lately. So I've been pretty busy and the weather's been uncooperative lately, but I am making this video to let you guys know that back on December 10th of 2024, it has now been 7 years since we lost Angry Grandpa. We have been 7 years without Angry Grandpa. And that is really sad. That we've been almost a decade without the AGP. I can't believe it's been 7 years already. It's just sad. I'm gonna tell you guys what happened, but first I have other things to talk about regarding the Angry Grandpa. So I go way back with Angry Grandpa, like back in 2013. I started watching Angry Grandpa when I was in grade 6 in early 2013, and this was like in March. Matter of fact, I known who Angry Grandpa was the same day I watched Psycho Dad. I was minding my own business on the computer one day, like after I was done with homework, and I saw these videos of crazy parents destroying Xboxes. And then I saw Angry Grandpa from there. My first ever Angry Grandpa video was when he destroyed the Xbox in Mike's room back in January 2012. That was the first ever video I watched of Angry Grandpa, is when he destroyed the Xbox. And this goes way back to when Angry Grandpa was living in Trailwood. When he was living in that old trailer before it got demolished in 2012. And they got rid of the whole trailer park to make way for a Boeing parking lot for employees, which was complete BS. Like, you expect people to be homeless just so you can make a BS parking lot for your employees? You could have broke ground elsewhere, but no, you had to bother the Angry Grandpa's property to do it and draw all these people. Yeah, I cannot stand what Boeing did in Charleston. I was really furious about that. Yeah, what I remember is that my first ever Angry Grandpa video was when he destroyed the Xbox. That's when I first found him. And it was on the same day I knew who Psycho Dad was. And then I saw the video Psycho Dad Destroys Xbox, which was the first ever Psycho video of how it all started back in 2012. And it was uploaded on December 22nd, 2012. And that video is going to be 12 years old this December. Next Sunday, December 22nd, it will be 12 years when that video first got uploaded. Yeah, I can't believe it's been 12 years since the Psycho series first started. This is where it all began. Psycho Dad Destroys Xbox. And I can't believe I was only in 6th grade when I watched both of these videos. I believe it was March 11th when I first watched these videos. And it was like over 10 days before I left for Disney in March of 2013 when we drove that one time. So I knew who Angry Grandpa was. I knew who Psycho Dad was already. Mostly when I watch McJuggernuggets, I mainly watch his 2016 videos and his Psycho series videos. Because the Psycho series is like the crown jewel of McJuggernuggets' channel. And after that, in 2016, when he did the real life videos, he made many more series after that, like the times he went to Boogie's house and Kid Behind the Camera's house. And the craziest crossover I ever saw that year on YouTube is when Psycho Dad met Angry Grandpa, but with bad blood, sadly. And they were like both destroying Charlie's pool house together, which was completely insane. Late that year, while Jesse and Mike are watching in horror, like they couldn't believe their eyes what they were seeing. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I never thought Angry Grandpa and Psycho Dad would destroy something together this soon. Like in this crazy crossover on YouTube. I never thought this would happen, and part of me did. I mean, Jesse was thinking about going to South Carolina, in which he did the following year after the Psycho series was over. Yeah, that was crazy. So yeah, I've been watching Angry Grandpa and Psycho Dad the last 11 years now. It's been over 11 years. And this goes back to 2013. Yeah, after that I started watching every other Angry Grandpa video out there. Between old ones and new ones. I watched the Trailwood videos and I watched his modern videos. Yeah, those were fun times for his channel. Yeah, I remember when he was living in Trailwood. That was back when they didn't really have any money, before they became a bigger hit on YouTube. And Angry Grandpa moved to a new trailer and then a new house because they had enough money to do it. Yeah, it was. Angry Grandpa became a bigger hit like in 2013, I think. But too bad his bigger years didn't last too long. Here's the bigger part I want to talk to you about. In February of 2017, Angry Grandpa got diagnosed with cancer, which brought shock to the internet. And many Angry Grandpa fans were fearing that this could be the end of him. We were worried about losing Angry Grandpa because he got diagnosed with cancer. Thank goodness he quit smoking and all that because it was getting really bad. And it was getting to the point where Angry Grandpa's health was deteriorating throughout the whole 2017. But thankfully, Angry Grandpa's got out of having cancer. He got rid of the cancer. But when Mike was having his 4th of July party, Angry Grandpa collapsed during the party and he got rushed to the hospital. And this is where the downfall took a bigger hit. This is where the downfall. This is where his health took a bigger downfall. Like after the 4th of July party when he collapsed at Mike's party. And he got rushed to the emergency room. This is where his health took a bigger downfall. And then he had cirrhosis. And then most of the fall he was in the hospital. He got transported from the ICU and the nursing home. And he was hooked up to a ventilator. And he couldn't breathe. It was just really terrifying of what Angry Grandpa was going through. He was literally dying in the hospital. He was like rushed between the ICU and the nursing home. And it was getting really, really bad. And Mike was at the hospital every single night, basically. And he would be there for hours trying to care for his father. This was like one of the hardest times Mike has ever faced in his life because his father was in the hospital dying. And on Halloween, he was given a 50% chance of surviving the night. Thankfully, he made it out, but it was only a 50% chance. The other 50% was really bad because he could have died that night when he was given the 50% chance because of how bad his health collapsed. Yeah, he almost died like the first day of November, but he made it out. It was getting really, really bad. How he was hooked up to a ventilator and couldn't breathe. And there were times where Angry Grandpa was unconscious because of how bad his health was deteriorating. And he spent his last Thanksgiving in the nursing home, sadly, while hooked up to a ventilator. And that was like 2 weeks before he died. And then he came home on the start of December that year. But throughout that week, his health was deteriorating much more further. And then he was in a coma the last 2 days of his life. And he wasn't really talking anymore. He was in a coma the last 2 days of his life. And on Sunday, December 10th, 2017, he passed away that day because of how much his health deteriorated from cirrhosis. And because of how he was in a coma, because of how bad his health collapsed. On Sunday, December 10th, 2017, when he passed away, they were all in his bedroom saying their goodbyes. You know, Mike was there, Jen was there, Lauren was there, Kim was there, Bridget was there, and they were all surrounding him. And Mike was looking at him. And he told Amy and Grandpa that it was okay. It was time for him to go. And he told Amy and Grandpa that he has given him the world. And he told him he's done enough. And once again he told him it's okay. And Mike, Jen, Kim, Lauren, Bridget were all there. They were holding hands. And they were giving him a proper send-off. And Amy and Grandpa closed his eyes and he passed away in his sleep. At his own house. He passed away in his own home. And when he passed away, Would You Still Love Me Tomorrow was playing on the TV. And that was like the hint of him saying goodbye to everyone. And saying goodbye to the people he really cared about. And he was gone. If you want to know where I was that day when he passed away, I was actually spending the day in New Jersey that day. And I was going to Walker Stalker Con in New Jersey. And I spent several hours there. And this was like my second time at Walker Stalker Con. Yeah, I was spending the day in Walker Stalker Con for several hours. And it was held in Edison, New Jersey. And when I came home, the sun was setting. And when I got home, back to Long Island, I went on my tablet to see what was going on in the YouTube world, and the first result that came up was that the Angry Grandpa Show channel uploaded a video saying that Angry Grandpa has passed away. And boy was I in shock, but it was definitely something that was feared for some time now. It was just really, really sad. I was shocked, but it was no surprise that he passed away because of how bad he looked. Yeah, I couldn't believe my eyes of what I was seeing, that there would be a video on the Angry Grandpa Show channel that Angry Grandpa has passed away. But it was really feared. It was something that was feared for some time now. And Angry Grandpa actually said in his 2011 video of why he hates the holidays is that if anything bad was going to happen to him, it was around the holidays. And boy, was he proven correct. I mean, he passed away in December, which was 2 weeks before Christmas. But this was not the only time me and Grandpa went through bad luck during Christmas. His sister, Aunt Charlene, died back in 2012, 2 days after Christmas. And as we all know, his mom got cancer on Thanksgiving, and she died on Christmas morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. And when Angry Grandpa saw that his mom passed away back in '99 on Christmas morning, him and his family took the tree down and they arranged a funeral, and they pronounced her dead, and they took her off. And they sent her away. She was pronounced dead, and they sent her off. I'm not saying that Michael is bad, but Michael did mess up that day. When Angry Grandpa's mom passed away, Michael didn't go to the funeral. He wanted to stay at home and play the video. Mike wanted to stay home and play his video games he got for Christmas. But Michael does feel bad about it because he wasn't there when his grandmother passed away. He wasn't there at his grandmother's funeral, and he had no idea what death was. He hardly knew that his grandmother passed away. And he didn't go to a funeral because he wanted to play with the new video games he got for Christmas. And when his grandpa came in the room to tell Mike that his grandmother passed away, he was like, "Oh, okay." And he didn't go to the funeral because he wanted to play with his new video games he got for Christmas. But to this day, that Mike no longer accepts Christmas presents because he feels horrible for what he did. But he still likes giving his family Christmas presents, and that's a good quality to have. But he no longer accepts Christmas presents, and he doesn't want anything for Christmas because he feels so horrible for what he did that year. And it stuck with him. And then Grandpa was right that if anything bad was going to happen to him, it was around the holidays. Because he passed away around that time. It's really sad. I just want to let you guys know that the anger will never die. Angry Grandpa's legacy will live on. Angry Grandpa might be gone, but his legacy will live on. So this is goodbye, Angry Grandpa. I can't believe it's been 7 years already, and I guess that's it. Bye.